I've got back to it. So
How do
now,
you look like, Mr. Hollywood?
I've got to go. Well, I used to do them all my market share videos and all that kind of stuff.
Welcome to the September 4th, 2024 meeting for the Historical Architectural Review Board. Thank you for coming and joining us in our efforts to preserve our city's architectural resources. Membership on this board includes Register Architect Joe Phillips, Nick Nikolov, Architect, Real Estate Brokers Diana Hodgson and Joseph McGavin, residents and business owners within the Historic District, Rodman Young, Connie Postupak, and Bethlehem's Chief Building Official, Mike Simonson. Applicants for a certificate of appropriateness will be reviewed in the order in which they were received. Mr. Phillips will describe the proposed changes as well as significant features of the building and describe the standards that apply to each project. Approved changes to district structures are based on Bethlehem's historic ordinance and the Secretary of Interior standards. Applicants will present their proposal, then the board members will ask questions or hold discussion with the applicant. Project presentations are limited to 45 minutes and 5 minutes for comments from each visitor. A motion is made and additional discussion may ensue before the vote is taken. The motion may approve the submission as made, approve with modifications, or deny with clear reasons why the proposal does not meet the qualifications. It may also be tabled with a list of clarifications needed to allow the board to make a COA recommendation. The recommendation of this board is then submitted to City Council for issuance or denial of the COA. An appeal to City Council may be made by an owner who disagrees with a decision made by HARB. Recommendations made today will be acted upon by City Council at their next meeting, which is typically on the first and third Tuesdays. No work can begin until approval is received. Board members, may we hear a motion for approval from the minutes of the August 24 meeting?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, are there any conflicts with today's applications? Okay. All right, anyone from the community who would like to comment on presentations, please sign in. Actually, everybody should be signing in. Okay. Do we have a sign-in sheet out there?
Yep.
Okay.
It's on this table.
All righty. Is there anyone here who has comments on any of these proposals tonight? Okay. We're good to go.
Okay, 3032 West Market Street. Am I on? I guess I am. You might remember this application from our last meeting. The applicant, owner of the property located at 3032 West Market Street, proposes to replace a total of 36 windows, including 32 double hung units, 1 picture unit, and 3 casement units with Marvin Elevate windows. The replacement windows will consist of painted fiberglass composite exterior and wood interior finish. There was also shutters and painting, which I'll go over the motions that there were 3 motions last time. That motion was approved for the shutters and painting. So unless the applicant wants to discuss anything on that, we're good with that. And then another motion was to install new 6-inch half round gutters. So motion 1 the last time was for a certificate of appropriateness to restore and repaint existing shutters, wood sills, and lintels. That motion passed, and as far as I know, a COA was granted for that motion. Motion number 2 was tabled regarding the replacement of the windows, and motion number 3 was tabled regarding the replacement of an existing temporary K gutter. So the motion number 2 regarding the windows, we asked for additional information regarding wood replacement windows and the fiberglass clad replacement windows that were proposed with the initial application. And then motion number 3, we requested that the applicant come back with additional information regarding the existing conditions so that it could be determined if there was an existing pole or box gutter system that can be restored, negating the need for a surfaced mounted or attached gutter. So it's all yours. You have windows out, so it looks like you want to hit that one head on.
Sure. Good evening. My name is Peter Pult. I'm one of the partners in West Market Street Partners. I was not here at the last meeting. Unfortunately, I had a conflict for a family vacation that was planned for over a year. We really appreciate your time. I'm a resident, or was a resident, of historic Bethlehem for over 10 years. I kept that house, and I'm very proud of that house, as well as being able to invest further into the downtown. Both my children go to Moravian Academy. Bethlehem is a very dear place in our hearts, and as soon as our kids are grown up and we can kick them out of the house, we're going to move back to Bethlehem. This is an important project. We know it's an important project to the city. It's an important project to us. We want to preserve this structure. It sits right on the first block of downtown Bethlehem on Market Street. Has a lot of historical significance. It's very close to the Moravian Cemetery, as well as all of the Moravian structures. We believe what we have presented to you before is the best option for windows. We have followed the HARB guidelines to the best of our abilities. The current windows, I do not know what the age are, but they are well beyond their useful life. They're beyond repair. We have submitted a ton of pictures of what those windows look like. There's probably at least 10 windows with broken panes in them already. Majority of them are rotted and really need to be replaced. We bought the property a little over 3 years ago. It was in neglect, and we are working through an extensive renovation at this point in time, of which we want to preserve the exterior of the structure with the painting of the windowsills and lintels and shutters, as well as replacing all the windows on the 32 side of the property. So what we have presented is a Marvin Elevate window. We've worked exclusively at long length with Dykes Lumber, which has provided a lot of windows, window replacements in downtown Bethlehem. This is their recommendation, the Marvin Elevate. But we've also provided 2 additional window samples that I think was requested of us. One is the Anderson Series 400 replacement window, which has been approved for other projects in downtown or in the historical district. And then we have provided the Marvin all wood window. Our belief is that the wood window, they just don't make wood windows like they used to. We don't believe that we'll get more than 10 or 15 years out of the window. It's newer wood. The consistency of the manufacturing is not as good, we believe, and Dykes Lumber believes, as the Marvin Elevate. The painting of the window would be done manually, so the finishes would not be as the word am I thinking of? Uniform as a factory finish would be. I've personally installed these in my house, and they are a very high class window, and quite frankly, they're equivalent in price to the wood windows. So this is not a inferior product at all in comparison. So we brought the samples. The Anderson 400 series is a vinyl composite material that we know has been approved previously. And then we have the all wood sample, and then we have the Marvin Elevate sample.
So the darker one is the Elevate. The full sample is the Anderson.
No, this is Marvin.
Marvin Wood.
Not obtain a full.
And that's the Anderson.
I can put this up here.
Just so we know which one. I think part of what we wanted is just for you to educate us about the the Elevate window and its makeup, the composite fiberglass. I would also be interested in knowing how it compares to like existing profiles, mutton widths and dimensions and so on, because that's equally as important as material, I think.
Sure.
So if you could just speak to that a little.
Sure. Marvin, speaking from experience, because I had to do this with my house as well, Marvin will custom make the window to match the existing windows per the specs that we have submitted. We provided detailed specs in the application. We have had all the windows field measured. We have had the supplier plus the window installer out. They have looked at the muttons, the sashes. Everything will be exactly to the measurements of the current windows that we have.
And in which style are they doing that replication?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
So are they using the wood window or the one that's clad or the
They can do either or. They will be custom windows. They're not off the shelf window being put in. They're going to be the exact measurements that you currently see with the exact profiles that you currently see.
Okay.
And quite frankly, I don't think you could tell the difference between a painted wood or this fiberglass once they're installed.
And I guess that's where I was headed. Is it the wood or the fiberglass that we're looking at to approve?
We would like the Marvin Elevate, which is the fiberglass composite window.
So can you explain that fiberglass composite finish? Is it a cladding? Is it somehow liquid applied to the
It's
wood?
not. No. It's a composite. It's a
So
fully
the whole window is a composite
Correct.
fiberglass window.
correct.
And the finish will be the hand
Finish
painted.
is sprayed on, will be paint,
Yes, it is a painted product.
factory painted.
Yes, correct. Factory painted.
We'll paint it.
What's that?
We're painting it the same color as the shutter.
Well, yeah, they're going to be a matching color to the existing color out there, and they can be repainted if there's any issues, if there's damage, which we would not expect, but they can be repainted.
And the window trim will be matching paint, correct?
Correct. We brought a color swatch, if need be.
Yeah, because they won't be dark like that, right?
No, unfortunately
Right.
I can't. I could only get samples, not exact.
Yeah, if you can share the color sample, please.
Sure. And the interior will be wood.
This is the sample here?
So the interior isn't composite like this?
That's
No, the interior will be. This will be a wood interior.
only the exterior is composite fiberglass.
Yes. And I believe this
Fiberglass
is
clad.
wood interior. This is wood.
Well,
This is a different style, right? It's not what we have up there.
I think it's clad fiberglass.
Mhm.
So it's a wood frame, wood sash with composite fiberglass cladding.
Like the
Yeah, it's
vinyl,
like
the vinyl.
it's I don't know how else to explain it. It's a composite material as it's been explained to me by Dykes. It's a
But the whole
composite.
sash is not fiberglass because that would be on
Correct.
the inside then, right? So it's just
Correct.
So it's a cladding.
It's like the vinyl,
Yeah.
but except the vinyl,
Okay.
it is fiberglass. That's my understanding, at least.
So then, in essence, the Anderson window is very similar to the Marvin in that it's a wooden window, but it just has a different finish on the outside. Is that correct? Correct.
Correct. It's a vinyl.
Vinyl versus the clad.
Correct. But in speaking,
Fiberglass.
in speaking with Dykes and a number of contractors, I'm sorry, my name is Lewis. I'm also a partner of West Margaret Partners. I've renovated probably now 120 properties in the city of Bethlehem, and have extensive, knowledge through that process. And we were actually awarded the best historic reservation in 2016 on the south side by the HGC. So we take historic preservation very, very seriously. And my manager, Brett, will attest that I probably have 10 garages with architectural salvage from these projects. So the movement is away from the wood windows. I believe a comment that had made it back to me last week from someone in the audience was that this was an inferior and cheaper product. It actually is not. The actual problem now is a lot of the woods are fast, rapid growth. They're not wood windows that last 100 years anymore. They're susceptible to warping, to sun, and we've had, over the years, we are dealing with some water infiltration issues in this property that we want to shore up and seal. So a lot of the higher end, higher quality windows you'll see are now starting to have this composite exterior for weatherproofing. I believe these are higher rated for energy efficiency as well. So it's preservation of structure, but you're also, preservation of planet. You're making your building more energy efficient. And, wood windows, I've talked to a couple of contractors who inside of 15, 20 years have replaced the Anderson 400 series in properties due to just warping, failing. The glass gets that, the pack breaks, you get that, the fogginess and the water inside. So
just correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know different, but my understanding of the Fibrex finish and why it's been approved in the past is because it's a wood window that has a spray applied finish in the factory. So
It's what?
It's a wood window, but it has a spray applied finish in the factory. The Fibrex finish is a composite finish, but it's spray applied like paint. You can paint over that. What they're talking about when you have an aluminum clad or a vinyl clad or a fiberglass clad window, it's a piece of material that gets shaped and then applied kind of over the wood. It's not sprayed onto it. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I just
The difference.
Yeah,
that's
you
the
can
difference.
see that
right?
in section over there, how the vinyl is molded around a solid wood core. And that's the same, I assume, for aluminum, and the same, I assume, for fiberglass.
Well, this is applied. They call it Ultrex pultruded fiberglass exterior finishes applied through a proprietary process to provide a superior, consistent finish.
Heat applied or proprietary.
So have the Marvin windows, anything like the Marvin windows, been approved for historic Bethlehem?
The Marvin window is an all wood window here.
Right, I know that, but has HARB ever approved it in other applications?
I think so.
With all wood window?
The wood windows,
with the
the wood
Fibrex?
windows, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with you're asking the one with the Fibrex on it.
Correct.
The elevate window. I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
we have. That's the first time.
Right, and I think that's why we're asking for
Sure.
more
No, I
information.
mean,
we're
Right,
it's a
well,
fairly
trying
new
to
product.
educate.
I don't think
It's
it
a
hasn't been
fairly
around.
new product.
Yeah.
I put it in my house 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I replaced 28 windows.
So then I guess as a board, we're looking at it as another alternative
Correct.
to a window should someone,
Exactly. No, we're setting a precedent. Should we approve
Correct.
this?
Yeah.
Of course, the guidelines are so clear about all window and so clearly against vinyl and discouraging any kind of cladding. So I think that's more of an internal but public conversation in which
It's not vinyl.
we will be sort of superseding the guidelines if we approve this.
And I
But I
think,
wouldn't call this cladding. It's applied to it. It's not molded. It's
not.
that's why they call it a composite, because it's ingrained into it through some sort of an application process that they do in the factory.
That would make the conversations easier.
Yeah.
I think-
Do you have the specification sheet on the window?
The specifications that we provided.
Yeah, well, I see the specifications for the side, but in the specifications that you provided, it just says cashmere surround.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking on their website right now, and I have the ultimate catalog from Marvin. What's that? But I'm reading through their website. I mean, I can give you the description completely through their website if you'd like.
And one of the reasons, I mean, I didn't write Secretary of Interior standards, but I think one of the reasons historically that aluminum clad, vinyl clad windows have been frowned upon is because it is a material that's shaped and then applied over a wood window, and they tend to become bulky and heavy and out of proportion. So that's why I asked the question, and the applicant has stated that they will custom make the windows to match the dimensions and the proportions of what's there. To me, that is a big deal
In a good way.
in a good way.
What was your question, Joe?
Well, when you look at vinyl replacement windows, and you look at the window, the dark window over there, I mean, it's hard to tell the difference on that window from a regular wood window, in my opinion. Whereas if you look at the vinyl windows or the aluminum windows that you used to see installed as replacement windows, they didn't look anything at all like an original window.
Correct. And those windows, the vinyl in particular, are also subject to a lot of warping because they tend to be of a much lower quality. In the hierarchy here, these windows actually cost more due to the longevity and quality of the window than the Anderson.
What is the estimated life of that Marvin window then?
The estimated life is
30 or 40
yeah,
years.
it's
It was
over
like
30
or 40 years.
And they talk about, I'm looking up pultrusion process, is pulling the fiber reinforcement through a heated die. So it's not a clad. That's why we keep saying it's a composite, because it's molding it. It's being combined into the wood.
It's being shaped a little bit more than a traditional cladding to, keep all the contours of the wood structure.
So you mentioned that Marvin will customize.
Correct.
Is that the route you're headed,
Absolutely.
even though it might be more expensive?
Absolutely. The specs that we have provided are the exact measurements and style windows that are currently in the property.
I have another question to the board. And I'm just asking this because I want your opinion. Has technology started to outpace our requirements?
The what?
Has technology and the improvements of windows and making of windows, is it starting to outpace the requirements from that we have to follow? You understand my question?
Yeah, it's a big
Is it-
question.
It is a big
it's
question, and we
question,
don't have
but-
that answer.
But I think it's important for us to not scrutinize individual technologies, but we put it in the context of character, fit.
Now, and then another question I have for you is, I'm going through all this, and I didn't see this until tonight, but I have 25 pages of window specifications.
Mhm.
So what you're looking here is that, as I'm reading this, is that this is the individual specifications for each window that's being replaced in the structure.
Correct. Correct. And we've identified each window with a description in the spec itself.
First floor.
So what color is what's the aluminum screening? I mean, I guess you have to have screens on them in the
I would
windows.
prefer
but
not
those-
to. I wouldn't put the screens. I didn't put the screens in my house. I'd prefer
I
not
mean,
to.
most of the houses have storm windows on them if they're retrofitted, but I mean, I would agree with him. There is central air in this house and I would not put the screens on.
Mike, when you get a CO done
Mhm.
for resale or for a rental, these are going to be rentals, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Until Pete moves in.
Pardon me?
Until Pete's kids graduate high school and he moves in.
But the point is does the city require screens on all the windows?
No, the city requires the screens are there, not necessarily in the windows.
Pardon me?
The city requires that the screens are available, not necessarily, they don't have to be in the windows. Like if they had the screens in the closet.
But if they don't have screens there and there's no screens in the window, that's going to be a violation.
Yeah, but they could put the screens right back in the windows while we're there. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
the screens
That's-
aren't to protect anybody from falling out. It's just
Correct. Well, I mean, it's just that's an issue to look at because if you're looking, okay, well, you have these aluminum screens on them, but then the building, when I went by the building, it's got a bunch of old ratty triple track storm sash on it now.
Yeah, I'd prefer
they're
not to have
coming
any
out.
of it.
They're
Pardon me?
coming out, right? They're not
Yeah.
going back in.
No. We prefer not to have that. And we'll keep the screens and we'll just leave them in the property. We'll number them and we'll know exactly where they go.
Can we go back to Nick's comment regarding the wood versus what we're looking at right now with the possibility of approving this? If we do, this group is telling us they're going to customize to their existing windows. We would, if we approve this, that has to be a notation for the future if someone else comes in to be sure that that's done. Right. And it's just, I'm saying it out loud, but it has to be, to change anything from what our guidelines say.
I don't know. Can we do that? Do we need
I
to change the
don't-
guidelines first?
How do they handle it? How do you handle it with other wood manufacturers in general?
I remember discouraging a homeowner and encouraging them to go with all wood.
Right.
And the one exception, I mean, we've done them more than once, right? The one exception was for what's the brand of windows? They had a factory applied spray.
the
on
Anderson 100 series,
but it was a vinyl spray.
Yeah.
on.
It's the Fibrex finish.
the
Fibrex
Fibrex finish.
Right. This is equivalent to
Okay.
what that is.
So maybe that's where we are, so we don't actually blow up the guidelines completely. Maybe that's the context that we're looking this application at. I think the guidelines are, clearly specify, recommend against clad windows. And that is not a clad window.
Is that not what?
It's not a clad, like any material cladding. That's a
It's an integral finish, not a clad.
Yes,
Not a
exactly.
cladding.
integral finish. So maybe there is this fine print to the guidelines that we approve integral finishes, not clad finishes, exterior finishes.
I don't know if we can.
Or do you think we
can
should
make
like
that?
discuss the guidelines first before we?
Do you want them? Do you want the
Chicken
copy down there?
That could take a while.
Yeah.
Not to start a big controversy, but the guidelines are what they say they are. They're guidelines.
Mm.
And there's encourages and discourages.
Yes, the guidelines, and also not to be a big cynic. of governance and structure, but we are arguing details while monstrosities are being built left and right, completely in complete disregard to historic guidelines.
You said it, not me.
Amen.
Well, no, this is actually the board's public opinion. We've approved and not approved much more damaging projects than this.
And I think,
Potentially.
I think to Diana's comment, I mean, the guidelines have been developed over the years and technology is changing quicker than the guidelines. I think we would probably all agree with that.
Okay, so there is a comment in here in the City of Bethlehem guidelines for sustainability. So bear with me a sec. Window materials. Wood windows were historically manufactured from durable, close grain, straight grain hardwood of a quality uncommon in today's market. The quality of historic materials and relative ease for repairs allow many well-maintained old windows to survive from the 18th century or earlier. Replacement windows and their components tend to have significantly shorter lifespans than historic wood windows. Selecting replacement windows is further complicated by manufacturers who tend to offer various grades of windows with varying types of qualities of materials and warranties. Today, lower cost wood windows are typically made from new growth timber, which is much softer and more susceptible to deterioration than hardwoods of the past. Vinyl and PVC materials, now common for replacement windows, break down in ultraviolet light and generally have a life expectancy of less than 20 years. Because of the great variety of finishes for aluminum windows, they continue to be tested to determine projected lifespans. So it's kind of giving us an open to consider.
This isn't any of those.
Yeah, right. But I just took it as, it's constantly,
acknowledging
they're
the change.
acknowledging the changing that's coming. You guys are just ahead of the.
Somebody's got to be first.
Somebody's got to be first.
I'll be honest, it's probably unconventional to spend this much money for a rental property. The previously approved other Andersons are considerably less expensive, significantly less expensive. This is just a much better product.
With a lifespan that would probably add another 10 to 15 years onto it.
If not
If
longer,
not longer.
Not longer.
and be more energy efficient in the
And
meantime.
replacing windows is always going to take a toll on, like,
So that's the city's take on sustainability, at least.
Pardon me?
That's the sustainability side of it. That does make sense.
Yes, there's solar panels on the garage 2 doors down, right? It's preservation of structure, but also preservation of planet. I mean, the sustainability aspect is considered extremely important now.
Well, I'd make a motion to approve the windows as presented with the Marvin,
Elevate.
however you, whatever, what is it, Marvin elevated?
Elevate.
Well, let's not specify the brand, but say like the windows that are with an integrally applied cladding. Is that right? No.
No,
Ibrex
can't use
material.
that.
I think
They
that,
called it.
I think that,
military, 'cause they,
I mean,
I think we
I
can be
think we
specific on
should-
this one.
I think
Oh,
we
you want to
should-
be specific?
Yeah,
I think
because
we
it's
should be
case by
specific.
case. We don't want to
but
open the
we
door,
can
but
state why, because it's an integral
Okay.
applied finish with,
are you saying that we should or should not? I couldn't
You
hear.
should.
Yeah, I think we should say this is the window that we're going to approve, that if anybody wants to come back, they can't come back and say, well, this is the same type of product. And it's not.
But as Joe said, we have to,
We have to
in our
explain.
notes, we have to verify or validate why we have
Yeah, we have to
have
explain
said that this is okay.
why this is not a
If I could just
typical wood window.
Yeah, if I could add a comment, I mean, as they explained the Marvin Elevate, they call it our Ultrex, Ultrex, pultruded fiberglass exterior finish is applied through a proprietary process to provide superior consistent finish.
Say that one more time. Ultrex?
Ultrex, Ultrex,
Yep.
it's trademarked or patented. Pultruded, Pultruded, fiberglass exterior finish.
And I think that
It's not extruded, it's pultruded.
Pultruded.
it also, the motion, I would also like to have it include, or can you read back what you have so far?
I have Marvin Elevate window with Ultrex pultruded fiberglass exterior finish, integral finish in dimensions and proportions to match the existing window. So far.
The last part is what I wanted to get in there, that they've actually come out and measured the windows and that they're giving us actual specifications for each individual window that matches the specific window being replaced. Because it's not like somebody simply coming out and measuring the opening and saying, here's 32 windows that are going to fit in that opening and we'll make them fit. Because every window is somewhat of a different size.
Right.
So dimensions and proportions for all windows to match existing.
Existing. Can I see so the finishes that you're using, that's the cashmere? Is that the color?
Yes.
Is that it?
Joe, the thing that, like, if you look at, I mean, you know, it's like one window is 37.25 by 74, another one is 37.25 by 70.25.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's important
They're
to
all
look.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, that each one of these windows is being custom made to fit in that spot and replace that window, looking like the existing window.
All right.
Use your architectural
So
terms for how
Marvin
you want to
Elevate-
define that.
Ultrex pultruded fiberglass exterior applied finish, custom made with dimensions and proportions for all windows to match existing.
So then the inside is going to be wood. And that's painted then by you. Not
Correct.
manufactured.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll probably specify to Marvin what paint we want for the interior.
So they'll paint it.
Yeah.
Factory finish. Okay.
One last question, and you've already said it and I didn't remember the answer. This cashmere outside, can it be repainted in the future?
Yes.
Okay. The color.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
There's a bay window. That's not going to be going back the same way, right? That's going to be a flat window, correct?
No, we're replacing exactly as it's shown.
I thought it had a red dot there, like
I'm
on the side on the west.
Yep.
Yeah,
Facade.
Exhibit B, was it always a bay? Wasn't always a bay window. Was it?
Well, that I don't know. I mean, it's been that way since we've owned it.
Right.
So that's staying as is. You're replacing the.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's,
It sticks out a little. It's not a bay. The left window is open a little bit, giving the illusion
like a
of a
window
curve,
seat.
but it's a flat. It's not a bay or a bow window. It's more of a.
yeah, you can see it. You can see it.
I don't know the
Those are
architectural
not-
term.
So these windows, so like the middle one is fixed.
Correct.
Two casements.
Yeah, and two casements. So like you have awning windows throughout the house, everywhere, double hung. Did I say awning? Double hung windows.
Yes.
Except these two, except there.
There, and then the third floor.
And you want to keep that. I mean, just architecturally speaking, it's like, and it's not congruent. it's off.
True.
I
mean,
agree.
What would be an alternative?
The double hung, same with.
I mean, we have no problem. We have no problem doing that. We
But I
wanted
feel
to
like
match.
That's I mean, that's not our role. I would just ask.
On the sides or in the center?
Well,
Instead of casement, because I think
well,
with
if
the
you
Muntin,
change
the two over,
sides, you'll have to do something to the center.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
facing,
but I
look
think
right.
the
Yeah, you're
width
right.
of the window architecturally would be equally off because of with the 2/2 Muntin in the middle. I think the width of that window wouldn't look correct either.
Is that the window you were talking about on the third floor? It's not awning, it's fixed.
I can't see.
Yeah,
Sorry.
maybe that is the
Facing or
case.
the-
Second floor facing back.
Yeah, that could be it.
Anyway, that's just it's an official, informal comment to you guys if you want to consider matching windows.
Talking
I
about.
think they should
That's
consider
your thing,
matching.
right?
Yeah, but there needs to be consider an architectural consideration of all facades. Right?
So that says second floor facing the alley.
Yeah.
but is that a public alley that it's facing, or is that the one?
No,
that
it's
goes
a
back to the
private
garage?
driveway.
Pardon me?
It's a private driveway.
It's a private driveway.
So we have.
So it's not really going to be something that's visible from the street.
It is.
I mean,
I agree.
Look,
You gotta look hard.
if you looked from the right angle, in fairness, you can see it
Yeah,
from the
All
street.
right, I mean,
Yes.
but that's not,
But is it an integral part of the facade? No.
right. And so that was changed way long ago. That's not something that's original, so.
My guess is that was replaced probably 1910, 1920, 1930, like about 100 years ago, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The boxer. I don't know if it's a bay. Yeah, it's a pre-war thing for sure.
Could two
Just
double
based on
hungs
the
be-
interior hardware, et cetera.
Could two double hung windows be used there side by side?
What do you mean on the end?
This thing,
No,
no?
What about the first?
I think it's going to be too wide to put two double hungs in there.
No, you would keep the picture in the middle and just
No.
do double hungs
No.
on the
So-
right.
yeah, but I don't think that's in our purview to like we can actually recommend to
Right,
them. But not official.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not,
But
You can say no.
I'm more concerned when you look at the building, looking at what
But
you
that
see very
protrudes, though.
easily when you're walking down the street. And when I went and looked at the building, I didn't notice that window.
I did. So,
No, it sits back quite a bit.
So why couldn't they do something like this?
Yeah, but then what are you going to do on the outside? That's the problem. So, you have the brick on the outside. And so if you go and replace brick, put brick in there to kind of close that off and make it two double hung, you're going to have brick that isn't going to match the rest of the brick.
Okay, made your point. Got it.
It would look,
Yeah, I think you're stuck with the size of the window. Now, I'd be happy for suggestions in terms of instead of keeping the same grid pattern, but I think the 2/2 Muntin for that size window would look out of place.
Oh, it wouldn't. Be,
Yeah.
Probably will be like
no.
4/2. No, yeah, 4 and 4. It will be probably 8 line.
It's not,
This
there's
is not
nothing,
up to us, right? Like, please consider, talk to your.
I mean, I'm open to any suggestion because I understand the point. So maybe the ones on each side you'd like to see 2/2, and then
the fixed part will probably be 4/4.
That
4/4. I've also seen. I don't know if it
But you
meet.
got it, but the center is what,
I've seen like
20?
8/2, where you have 8/2 looks a little bit more acceptable.
Like again,
Let me
this
see that
is
one.
not
it's just
part of the application.
just-
I understand the point. I just don't know how to.
We'll
We'll look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I second the motion. Approve.
Yeah, it's just another grid pattern that they would.
Okay.
Can we hear the motion
Everyone's
again,
clear on the
though?
motion. So the
No.
motion is to issue a certificate of appropriateness for the proposed Marvin Elevate windows with integral applied Ultrex protruded fiberglass exterior finish. The windows being custom made with dimensions and proportions for all the windows to match the existing dimensions and proportions.
Do we need to say anything about the reasoning behind our consideration for these windows?
So I think we're inferring that by the integral
Okay.
finish.
All right.
A second.
You need to.
So a motion's been made by Joe, seconded by Nick. Roll call. Connie?
Aye.
Diana?
Adding cashmere as a color.
Okay.
Aye.
Yep. And Mike?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. All right, on to the gutter. So I think, again, just to recap, what we were looking at for that is just a little more information on what exactly exists there, and if there's a way to restore that pole / box gutter, whatever you want to call it, instead of having an applied gutter. We understand that you want to get rid of the K gutter and apply a half round, which is more appropriate than the K, but what is there?
I believe that was what was there, and it was a little bit rusty. And when we reconfigured all of the downspouts away from the basement, which we learned the hard way, it was a temporary solution, and we plan to put the half round back. It's
So you're saying that there was a half round gutter
to the
there?
best of my memory, there wasn't
I think on the back half there's half round, and I think there was like a box gutter in a portion of it up front. Is how we see it.
The box gutter can be preserved along the front, where it's recessed with the separate entrance, like the little townhouse there, and then halfway back. And then that was why I think they had originally had the half round there. If the box gutter can be repaired when we go take that down, we try. But if not, we would need to put the half round back.
Yeah, I think from the street there, there's obviously a box gutter facing the street, but where the pent roof turns in that little pedimented gable there, I don't think there's any gutter in that section. And then this K gutter picks up. So
Right.
the question is, what happens in that section where the K gutter is? Are you saying that there was a half round gutter there previously?
Because if
And-
you look at the roof line, all of that water was coming to the front and then to the back. So nothing was rolling off the side.
Right.
It was yes, to the front and
So
the
the
back.
little pent has no gutter system at all.
Correct, because it would run to the lower roof, and then that's why there was the half round there. And when we redid a temporary solution, it's an interesting story, but a long one, unfortunately. But if you're looking at Exhibit B,
Yep.
Do you see the window there that's linear, that kind of has the prisms? I mean,
Yeah.
is something like
Facing the
that?
street.
Yeah, something like that for the side window in the kitchen
On the other side.
on the other side. Remember we were talking about the box window or whatever in the kitchen? Is a design like that on top with a piece
you're
of
back
glass
to the
below
windows.
acceptable? What?
You're back to the windows.
Well, no, not to digress, but I just saw that there, and it was like, I was curious what your thoughts were, but we'll bring that up later.
My personal opinion is that looks a little heavy and bulky, but let's stick to the gutter.
Okay, sorry.
So are there half round gutters around the back of the house as well?
There definitely are on the other side, on the 32
Yeah.
side. Let me.
There's not on this side. No.
No, because we put this in.
But
Yeah,
not on the
temporarily.
brick portion of the
Yeah.
house. The other side, towards the rear, they're half round, but that's
On the 32
that's a
side.
painted brick, not that.
Correct.
I mean, to me, that's the big question. I mean, last meeting, it was stated that there was a rectangular aluminum piece put there to mount this new K gutter, and it just encapsulated whatever detail was there.
Yeah.
So it was stated you were going to get rid of that, which is good. It's just the question still exists: is there actually a
Box cutter.
box gutter
Yeah.
above that?
If my
You know what a
memory serves
box
me
cutter is?
correct,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, so is there one parallel to the existing K gutter there? Is there one?
I don't think that there is.
So that's what we didn't remove that K gutter yet, obviously, because it's still.
Well, a box
but it would
gutter
be
will
up in the
visible
roof.
on top, not
You-
under.
right,
It will
you
be
can-
on top.
You can
Like,
see
I
it from the
just have
top
a feeling you
down.
don't know what a box gutter is.
No, I mean, we just.
I'm
didn't-
pretty sure it was a half round there. And that's
Yeah, I
what
mean, we're
was
fairly
replaced.
certain. Unfortunately, if you heard the story, our sewer lines broke.
Yeah.
So when we had to take all the sewer that was going under the parking garage, which we didn't know, and put everything to Market Street. And then after that was done, our basement got flooded because we didn't realize the gutters were tied into the sewer line, the old sewer line. So we had to do this
Well,
very quickly.
the
This was done
actual-
in a couple.
The actual
days.
synopsis was the sewer line went out the back towards, what street is that now?
Walnut.
Walnut, thank you. And disappeared. We had a camera. We followed it. So we believe that when they originally built the Walnut Street parking garage in the 70s, they collapsed our sewer line and then reattached it to either a storm sewer or let it leach for 40 years. And we found that out the hard way.
But so
So we just don't. We believe
It was a
that there
half
was a
round.
half round there when we
Okay.
took it down,
And I
but it
think
just
where we arrived last time was that if there was a box gutter intact behind that would be tied in to the
Right.
newly redirected
Yeah.
downspouts. And if there was not, then the half
well,
round
you
would-
may not be able. If there was a box gutter already, that will have probably an internal
Mhm.
downspout.
Well, see, on the front of the house facing the street above that window you referred
Okay.
to,
Yeah.
we know that that's a box gutter
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
the pipe comes out of
Yeah.
the
Okay.
soffit.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
And same thing on the front corner of the house, the main house, you can see that the pipe comes out of the soffit. So
Yeah.
that's all we're trying to determine is,
And also there was a concern that like that's a
happy with that.
visible part of the building, and the eave trim, the molding piece, like it's hidden by something that's been added, like an L-shaped.
the aluminum.
Is it aluminum? Yeah.
Yeah, that was for the K gutter. If that can, when we take that off, if there is the box gutter there,
That would be
we'll keep it.
utilized. And then if not, I think the alternative.
I don't think it was there. I think
Okay.
that's.
It's
I think that's the
possible,
problem.
yeah.
But
It's possible.
But I
that there
think what
was-
you're
the
also saying,
half round would be mounted directly to that trim to keep the detail.
But it's
behind the-
important then the trim is visible,
Okay.
just like it is visible elsewhere.
Yes.
Like, and it's
You know,
restored
if you-
it's damaged.
understood.
I'm looking at a photo of it online. I mean, it's. When I look at the photo online, it looks like at one point, the box gutter that is over the little window, which is the part of the house that is set back.
Yep.
That box gutter goes, it appears to go all the way back through. It's here.
Yep.
that's a down.
And then it appears to go all the way down. That box cutter goes all the way down. And it looks like it did continue right there.
I don't think there's a box gutter in the pent roof for the little gable. 'cause
In
there's-
this area
there's
right
not
here?
enough to collect. Yeah, there's really nothing to collect there. That's just a little pent roof in that pedimented gable.
So how would they stop the box gutter in?
It just runs along the street face.
Okay.
It doesn't actually come out to
You
the
can-
edge.
You can see on Google Satellite that there's like actually a red or rusty colored painted. It's visible, flashing gutter that is the box gutter.
In that area that I'm talking
The
about,
front, just the front.
Just the
facing
front?
the street.
not going down the side.
Not going down the side.
I think
Okay.
that side could be a trim to match the front box, almost like a faux box gutter. So that's why we hadn't. deconstructed it yet, but
But we'll keep what's there. When we take it off, we'll keep what's.
And if it's not there, to
We'll
your
put
point
it-
earlier, mount the half round so that there's a continuous detail along that ledge. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to mount it off of the roof
So-
somehow with some kind of strap that holds it, because it's difficult to.
Yeah.
You can't. That's why you put something that was square up there to mount the K gutter, because that was easy. So I mean, they do make straps and so on for those
Sure.
applications.
the other side is a half round
Correct.
mounted
What is
outside.
the motion though? What is the?
Well, the application
Yeah, this
is to
guy was-
replace
This guy
the K gutter with a half round gutter, and they agreed at the last meeting that they would get rid of that boxy aluminum, repair the trims to match, all that. That's the motion. What I just heard, if I heard it correctly, was that once they take that off and they get up there to explore, that they wouldn't be opposed to repairing the box gutter if there was one there. If there wasn't, then the half round. Am I overstepping?
Correct.
So I think the motion can be to remove the K gutter and aluminum trim that's been added. If there's a box gutter, repair it in kind. If there's not, mount the half round
Half round
gutter
and restored.
using appropriate mounting straps and restore the trims.
I'll make a motion.
What he said.
What he said, let's say what he said.
That's what he said.
All right. So remove. Okay. Trim.
And
Found this.
bracket board.
Air box.
We found it.
Gutter. If existing. In kind.
I'm almost certain there's not. I just, I can't say with 100% certainty.
Install.
It's just done in such a rush.
But again, he just, as Marty just doesn't understand that.
From that aluminum.
But it was temporary because of the
Yeah,
If it comes off, it'll be
100%.
That was gonna say that's one here and that's one here. It's interesting.
That's just the line.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a box gutter.
Yeah, we don't either.
I'm 90% certain that it wasn't there and it was a half round, but I'm not 100.
So the motion is to remove the existing K gutter and aluminum trim that's been added. If there's a box gutter present, to repair that in kind. If not, install a half round gutter as proposed with the appropriate mounting straps, and in either case, repair the roof edge trims in kind.
I'll second. And paint to match.
Great. Motion's been made by Nick, seconded by Mike. Roll call vote. Connie,
Aye.
Diana,
Aye.
Joe.
Hi.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming
Thank you.
back and working
Thanks
with
for
us.
the explanation and the.
Thank you for all your help.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you guys back there for,
Is there anything that we need to do on shutter restoration? Is there anything that we need
you
to
know
approve on
everything
the
about
shutter
windows?
restoration?
No,
No?
we did last time.
That's already been
We did.
issued.
Okay.
as-
All right.
City council already issued a COA.
Okay.
We did find the matching gutter.
Pardon me?
Shutter, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Shutter.
Shutter.
Shutter gutter.
Enough gutter talk.
Yeah.
If not, I was gonna have to go to my.
Oh, that's when the neighbor.
Oh, you want your samples? All right. 227 East Church Street. Applicant proposes to install a Bosch Climate 5000 ductless mini split heat pump, which will replace the current oil heat and window wall air conditioners. I believe there are two window or wall air conditioners. The color of the ground-mounted compressor condenser will be white. A white-colored slim duct to match the color of the existing white aluminum siding will be installed vertically on the facade in 2 locations to hide the drain and refrigeration lines. Placement of the slim duct and compressor condenser behind the chimney will minimize the view from the street, and the dimensions of the compressor condenser are 37.5 inches wide, 16.3 inches deep,
Maureen, sit down.
52.5 inches high. And the existing wall air conditioners behind the chimney will be removed as well. So, right, there's 2 air conditioners you're removing.
There's 3 air conditioners. 2 are in the rooms. One in the first floor, one in the second. And there's 1 in the wall on the second floor.
Where
Two-
is the chimney?
2
ma'am?
window.
Excuse me, like, where, you say the chimney, where is the chimney? I don't.
That's the side.
Oh, okay, all right.
So the two of the air conditioners are just window units that you're taking out, and then one is a wall unit that's mounted into the wall.
And then how is that hole going to be covered?
Aluminum siding, which I propose they take back to the house. Things to match.
And that's aluminum siding existing there.
Yes.
Do you know
By
if,
the way, hello, I am Lauren.
Hello, Maureen.
Hi.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
I actually own this property, so I'm jealous.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good.
Now the bills start rolling in, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Yes, so you know, it is my first time I've ever done anything. I've submitted the applications. One new piece of information, since I bought the house, I did measure the chimney. The chimney depth is 20 inches. Compressor will be behind it at 6. But you'll still see it a bit.
Yeah, from an angle, but
Yeah.
straight on, you won't see it.
Yes.
Now, will the compressor be sitting on the earth or will it be
It
on?
has to be.
Yeah, it will be up.
On the concrete.
Yeah,
pad.
it can't,
It's
it's,
very-
In the pad.
What, it's not clear from some of these photos I found that they tend to use wide angle lenses, so things look bigger. My property line is only about a foot past that hat.
I was just gonna say
I
that.
can't.
yeah, you're
put more
limited.
trees
right.
unless my
Right.
neighbors
Yeah.
there.
Is there an easement there?
There's not an easement. There's not an easement between you and your neighbor. There's just a property line, correct?
Right.
You don't have like a baker's alley or anything in between.
And on the other side of the house, my wall is my property.
Okay.
But what I was going to say is the photos are a little deceiving. And I have another one I took. You literally have to be about 5 or 6 feet from my property line to even see it.
Yeah.
It looks wider,
Yeah.
literally in the photos.
The other,
Told me to do one, gave me one, but that I think is across the street.
Right.
You really have to be close.
the other thing to keep in mind is this
Front and back.
house is sits well back from the
Yes,
street.
I think did I
We
put
go.
it photos
Yeah,
in there?
yeah.
I wanted you to see,
Yes.
yeah, it's not right.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Right up against
Well,
the
I
property.
can say that we've had these come in before, across the street and up a little bit.
Yep.
There's one. You know,
They're,
they're kind of a necessary evil, and as you know, I've stated in the past, and I'm sure everyone agreed, like, if these things are installed neatly, vertically, they're not running like downspouts across the side of a house.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's why, vertically, and they're going to be white. The siding is white. They're aluminum siding, so it's not.
This is the future, and I don't know if Congress is going to budget, but huge rebates.
Didn't know that.
Rebates or tax credits?
Tax credits now, but if the state gets its application approved, there's rebates coming in 2025, the operational board, and that's our projected start date, but then, just because Congress passes a Congress
How,
to do that.
just out of curiosity, how many heads are you going to have in the house? How many units?
Oh, 5.
5?
But there's only 2. Yeah, there's one should be in the dining room, one should be in the sunroom in the back. Next door, 2 bedrooms. Since I could do 5, I'm having to come back to the attic, which is sort of finished. It's not a bedroom, right?
So are those other 3 going up the rear of the property then?
No, they all go off those lines.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And,
One
and
goes up and out, and then the one in the back holds the 2 in the back.
And I-
How many condensing units?
right,
That one that you're installing right now,
Yes.
and that will feed. Oh my, that's huge.
so there's one condensing unit here, which is behind the
Behind
chimney.
your chimney. Mhm.
There's a vertical
Yes.
slim duct. There's another vertical slim duct in the back, but instead of, which I commend you for, instead of running it the easy way across the exterior, they're going into the basement, coming across,
Oh, brilliant.
and then out and up.
I wouldn't call it the future, but
Well, right now,
we're getting there.
the heat pump, so-
Yeah. Hopefully we'll start building there.
And for me, the window.
The eyesore.
I'm ready to make a motion if you want.
Yeah.
All right, I make a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness for 227 East Church Street as it's been described for air conditioning to be added to the property.
Yeah.
Heat and air conditioning.
That's where you check out.
Yeah. Yep. So just, I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
She made a motion.
I was going to say, just so you're aware, even though you're getting your certificate of appropriateness here to do this, you just still need to get a permit from the permit office for us to come out and inspect.
Craig explained to me to
Okay.
apply for the permit, and then when the city council approves it, they'll issue. So I have to double check.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, it's not done yet.
Nope, we're not done yet.
There's motion was made yet. They've,
And I'll second the motion.
Nobody's gonna second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call vote. Connie.
Aye.
Diana made the motion. Joe.
aye.
Mike seconded. Nick.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you
Welcome.
so much. Enjoy.
You can leave that there. We got more
Yeah,
comments.
we got
Yeah,
more
we have more
comment.
comments, so
Oh,
that's
I
all right.
thought you stood at the-
No.
No.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
238.
238 East Wall.
Hi, how are you?
So
For your patience.
the applicant owner of the property located at 238 East Wall Street proposes to replace the existing shingled roof with the GAF slate line architectural shingle in the antique slate color. Install new EPDM membrane in the box gutters of the front porch. Replace the existing downspouts related to those repaired box gutters on the front porch. Reside the walls of the existing roof dormers. Replace the rubber roof system on the rear dormer. And ice and water shield material will be installed in the valleys along the bottom edges of the roof. GAF weather blocker shingles will be installed along the eaves. Tiger paw underlayment will be installed under the shingles. New aluminum drip edge will be installed around the perimeter of the roofs. New chimney flashing, if applicable, and vent pipe flanges will be installed to replace the existing. Cobra Snow Guard ridge vent will be installed on the peaks. Hip and ridge shingles will be installed over the ridge vents. The existing skylights will remain. Existing siding on the dormers will be removed on both sides. Ice and water shield material will be applied to the walls, and the siding panels will be reinstalled. The rubber roof system will be replaced on the rear dormer, including installation of a new 1/2 inch secure shield insulation board and 0.060 EPDM rubber membrane and white metal edging at the perimeter of that roof. Plenty of information.
Sounds good to me.
Question,
Go ahead.
if I may.
Mhm.
Is this typical to do EPDM on the gutter? Is that what the other ones have done? On the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, you said the gutter will be lined with EPDM. Oh,
The box gutter, and I think I mean, traditionally they were probably bent metal,
metal, yeah.
but I think over time that
I know,
they-
but that's what's been done around on that street.
well, I don't know about on that street, but I
Yeah.
think
It's-
it's common to come in and line them
Yeah.
with rubber because then you don't have to get into messing with the metal. And stuff.
Yeah.
But it also leaks kind of in a nasty way this way, no?
Yeah, we just did ours and it was originally metal. And then we put the rubber in and then they sealed all the seams with, so it's,
And the dormers, the sides will be covered with what material?
It said the existing siding would be
be
removed
and replaced.
and then replaced. They were going to put
With,
membrane under
with,
that.
With what?
I would assume with the same material.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it said, though.
Well, the existing siding on the dormers will be removed on both sides. Ice and water shield material will be applied to the walls, and the siding panels will be reinstalled. That was what was in there.
And that's aluminum.
Yeah.
Horizontal siding. That's impossible to. I mean, when you remove it, you're ripping it out. Okay. I mean, they'll
Well, then
do
we
their
just make
best.
a note to say that if anything is ruined, it's replaced
Replaced
in
in kind.
kind. Yeah. Yeah.
And the same for the front, correct?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. If they cannot, yeah,
Right.
that's sensible.
The only question I have is in the description now, I'm looking off of the agenda. It says architectural shingles. Are we okay with that for the JF slate line?
Well, I mean, they are the slate line shingles, so I don't know if they properly
I don't know, I just wanna make-
describe them
Yeah,
properly.
that's what I just wanted for.
I mean,
our
they're
vote.
GAF slate line shingles, so
Okay.
I think the architectural thing might have been
Just been added in.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Should we remove it so that there is no?
Well, we'll make the motion for the GAF slate line in the antique slate color.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the color and everything, right? Just that, figure that probably in a lot of bids and just get taken
Yeah,
out.
just so there's no.
I'll make a motion to approve this application as submitted. Just as, just clarifying JF slate line shingles in antique slate as opposed to the architectural.
I'll second that.
Can we add a note that
Is that what you-
material and siding material to be reused? No, material that is,
Remove,
what am I trying to say?
damaged while
Existing
removable.
material to be reused, material if needed to be replaced in kind.
Is there any painting that's going to be done?
Any what?
not listed.
Painting,
Oh,
It's not listed here.
But the drip edges should match, should be
Yeah.
painted
right.
white aluminum, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's listed.
that's a typical condition.
Yeah, I thought they had that in there.
Typical condition, so.
And one other thing that, Joe, there's skylights on this property? Is the gasket around the skylight going to be replaced?
I would assume so.
That's where they leak. I mean, that's where I see leaks every day, every day of the week. So,
Probably will not.
Yeah,
You may, once
may wanna
the roof
request
is
that.
out, you may want to service this,
yeah.
but that's not
Well,
part
they-
of an occupancy. I mean, what is it, certificate of?
Yeah,
Right.
appropriateness.
I think they said that as needed, the flashings would be replaced and any boots
Yeah.
over bent stacks and things like that.
Yeah, it says new chimney flashing if applicable, and vent pipe flanges will be installed to replace the existing.
okay.
So it's in the
And
scope
can
of
we
work.
just, do the gaskets around the skylight need to be added to that?
Skylights will remain, debris will be removed from the gutters and downspouts, after the new roof is installed.
Just trying to be a help, not a hindrance here.
Yeah. So we're clear for anything that's on the back of the house, you don't need our,
I mean, most of this is not viewed from the main street.
Right.
just the
All right. Motion to clarified by using GAF slate line and antique slate color. And if the existing siding is removed but cannot be reinstalled, it will be replaced in kind. And of course, the typical conditions of roof edge trims to match the color of existing trims and
Yep.
so on. Motion was made by Mike, seconded by Connie. Roll call vote. Diana,
Yes, aye.
Joe,
Aye.
and Nick.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
– 127 East Wall, down the street.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great.
Okay.
Everyone says wonderful and improving.
All right. The applicant owner of the property located at 127 East Wall Street proposes to replace the leaking slate line shingled roof with GIF slate line. Same person wrote this, right? Architectural shingles. If chimney flashing is beyond repair, fabricated in kind aluminum step flashing and counter flashing will replace the damaged flashing. So note aluminum, we should see where that's located exactly. Leaking vent fan not visible from the public right-of-way will be replaced. The applicant also proposes to repair and replace the roof eave and rake trim board, which will be painted to match the existing K, and the K gutters will remain in place. One discrepancy I saw is the quote said that the gutters and downspouts will be replaced.
Yeah, he put that in there. I asked him if the gutters off.
All right, so gutters and downspouts will remain.
And by judging by that picture, though, that flashing has to be replaced.
I'm assuming,
Don't let him not do it.
yeah.
I mean, that's like
Interesting that
falling
they put
apart.
flashing on that chimney and on the other chimney. The
And
more
you
we
have
look at
two,
these pictures,
the more mad you get.
yeah, so I've had this house for 7 years. I've had issues for 7 years. I've tried to patch fix it a bunch of times. And it's gotten to the point that just roof needs to be replaced. But
And you have two chimneys, right?
we have two chimneys, and then if you look at the drip edge in the back, whoever cut that,
I know, it's not,
it's horrendous.
it's a hand
This
job.
one right here,
Yeah,
right?
I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, I don't know,
Do any critters live in there?
a lot of carpenter gigs. in town.
And be prepared, also some of the roof decking may need to be replaced
Yeah, you can
because
see-
it's sagging.
Yes, yeah.
It's gonna be a job full of surprises.
It's gonna be a fun project.
Mhm.
it is.
Are you going to replace your jackets over your pipes, your exhaust pipes? They look pretty rusted.
Your vent pipes.
Yeah, vent pipes.
Yeah, they'll probably be replaced.
Yeah, I
as
think you're
well.
gonna have doing that too.
Better off doing it right one time.
But
More like a sip, more issues. can come down the road.
The roof definitely has seen better days.
Yeah. I think the last person also, I don't know, the roof's about 20 years old. I don't know if I can get more years out of it, but the last person installed the new roof on top of the old. Well, that just tell me that.
so I live right across the street. When if you like, I'll give you some proper details about how flashing should be installed.
Yeah.
Probably they'll do the same thing, and I recommend that they don't. Like you are more involved with requesting how to install chimney flashing.
Okay.
It's like that's easy. That's why they slather the tar
Yeah.
and walk away. But like, I think a proper way is to embed it in the,
Mortar joint. Really should be a step flashing on
Yeah.
the angle and
Well, I think that's
and-
what it says, doesn't it? Remove and dispose of existing chimney flashing, install new custom fabricated aluminum step and counter flashing to chimney. Is that what
Right.
you're talking about?
and the only thing I draw your attention to is the word aluminum.
and you say
Yeah.
no, please.
Well, I'm just bringing it to your attention. The one chimney, at least one of the
One chimney doesn't have any flashing.
one chimney looks like it's on the, it's on the end of the house and breaks through the ridge, so it must be seen from the street.
Are they both used for anything? Not
yeah,
used?
Yeah, you have a furnace. That is-
I guess the gas still on the back, but the one, I have an old fireplace in the kitchen. The one that has the flashing on it has a fireplace that's not,
Mm.
That what?
it's not.
Has a
used.
fireplace
There's a
attached.
fireplace in the house. That's the one with the flash. But that's the chimney you can't see it from the street.
Are you planning on doing any ice, those little, what do they call them, ice dams?
Ice breaks.
Ice breaks, thanks.
There's currently wire.
Yeah, I
Is
see
what we're
that.
talking about,
Mhm.
the wire roof that has-
Or those little like, furs, metal things that stand up that hold the ice
The
from,
snow catchers, you mean?
yeah, snow catchers.
I wasn't planning on installing
Okay.
any of those.
Just curious.
I had the wire up there and every year it's falling down and every year it comes back up.
Yep.
Now, did we say we wanted to strike the word architectural shingles out
That
of
was
these?
the last one.
And this,
May I add a recommended note about copper flashing?
yes,
Um, especially for the chimney on the ridge. If you're going copper there, you might as well put the one on the back side. Well, the back chimney doesn't have any flashing right now. Seems
So
like,
the one on the ridge has no flashing.
oh, it's the other way. Yeah.
So I
Well,
wasn't planning on putting flashing on the one. that currently doesn't have flashing.
why not? I mean, that's the right thing to do.
If it's the way it is today, it's not, all thing, it's one area I don't have.
You what?
he doesn't have any.
This is the one area I don't have any.
Yeah, well, that's going to change when you go and take the roof out. You're not going to have any flashing on the chimney?
Yeah.
The chimney that does, the chimney that's existing that has no flashing.
Hey, what?
The chimney that's existing that has no flashing, I wasn't planning on putting more flashing on that chimney. I'm only gonna either try to repair it, probably.
When the roof gets ripped,
Yeah, it's gonna break all those seals that are up there. Yeah. Okay.
And so then this roof as well as the roof that they built on both roofs are going to be ripped off?
everything.
So they re-roofed over the existing roof.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I think that there's no way that you can not put flashing on that chimney.
Agreed.
I agree.
And
Well, they remove this, they break the mastic, whatever they've used
Yeah.
there. All
And
the
the-
gunk is gonna go
Yeah.
out.
And who knows if, what they take us.
I mean,
Two layers
it's
of
like the
roof
difference
off,
in
who knows
cost
what's
that you're
gonna
going to
be under the
spend to add
second one.
flashing on
Yeah.
is minimal because you're spending all the money to put a new roof on and then you don't put flashing on and then you end
It's
up
gonna be
having a
couple
leak.
$100 more. It's not.
That you're creating you're just creating a weak spot.
Probably be more than a couple of hundred. I
Yeah,
guess.
we have 700 listed.
Oh, wrong profession. And you're removing both layers, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Gonna have to get down to that sheeting.
I know some of that board underneath.
Mhm.
You can see it's depressed. It's hard to tell in the photos, but if you get out there, it's depressed. And it's depressed by a voltage. So
Do you have an attic, an occupiable?
I do. It's the way the house is set up. I have an attic.
kind of in the front of the house, and the back of the house where the master bedroom is.
Does it get really hot?
Yeah.
You may want to do some insulation if, since you're ripping everything, just lay some foam there. Yeah. Just grows.
Back of the house.
Well, it's like you're spending a lot of money to put a new roof on, especially the flashing. I mean, the insulation is minor compared to.
I'm waiting for my roof to fail. Not that I want it to, but when it does, like I have to insulate it. I have, because the attic is just sweltering.
Ready to make a motion, Joe?
I'll make a motion.
I'm ready.
Go for it.
To approve the application as submitted with the clarification that the shingle, is that what we were talking about? The shingle is
Right.
No, that was the last one.
previous one.
Yep.
Well,
This one says-
GAF,
This one has
slate
a
line,
slate
you
line.
did not specify a color from what I saw.
It's gonna match, I think Hampton Gray is what's up there, it's gonna match with everything.
So color to match existing, because they are slate line shingles. Okay, flashings copper
Yes.
If they're visible, yeah.
and roof trims painted or color to match existing trims, so flashing copper.
$12,000.
Gutters and downspouts to remain. All right, motion's been made
I second it.
to for a certificate of appropriateness to install JF slate line shingles in a color to match existing, flashings to be copper, aluminum roof trims to match the color of the existing roof edge trims, and gutters and downspouts to remain. Motion was made by Mike. Diana, second. Roll call vote. Connie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
and Mike.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Ian, just a quick note. Why do you have a fan on the roof? Why are you venting mechanically the roof?
There's an existing fan up there,
Where?
you can't see it.
You can't see it, but like I mean, if you're doing a ridge vent, what is that venting then?
So above, in the back of the house, there's no attic, there's the master bedroom, and then the roof is pitched, so you've got a space up there that you can access. That whoever, on the house before I did, the bathroom fan vents.
Oh, that's a
into that
bathroom fan.
space.
That's a
Okay.
bathroom.
That's not, it's all the humidity goes up there.
Oh,
And I think
Oh man,
It's-
that's
So the bathroom fan is
So
just
the bathroom
vented
fan-
into
No,
the attic
no,
space?
no.
into the attic space, and if you look in the back of the house, there is another vent that let the air out.
please consider fixing this.
Yes.
Yes.
That has to go, and you put a proper vent, through the roof.
Should be
or through
one
the wall.
continuous vent from your bathroom right outside.
Yeah, you can go through the wall too.
And if you're gonna be ripping that roof off, you might as well make sure to get that done, because that's just gonna, I mean, that's
Well, the humidity is not
that's a
being
code
vented, it
violation
stays
anyway.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question. So, I'm gonna get a permit myself, right? Wait for the council to run this through their next meeting, and then I can go to the permit office and get the permit.
Is it causing significant damage? Like, are you looking to get started? Because it's
I mean, it's not gonna fall down tomorrow.
okay. Because typically council never really objects to our suggestions when it's roof replacement. So
Except
if
it's a garage part, if it's a parking structure.
for houses, he doesn't. They typically don't do anything for our roof. So I mean, you could come and get the permit. I
Nice,
can
Nick.
give you this.
Roll this over with-
I'll approve the permit. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Thank
welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for your patience.
But that's $800 you're gonna save on getting rid of that solar power
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, you need a beer with Nick
That's an
here.
expensive 6-pack.
Oh,
Good,
Right,
how are
yo.
you?
501 Main Street. The applicant owner of the property located at 501 Main Street proposes to replace a sign at the Gundy House in the same style with Gundy House Welcome Center. Overall size of the sign will be 42 inches by 42 inches by 2 inches thick. The lettering and graphics will be hand painted or premium vinyl graphics. The new sign will be located over the door where the old sign is currently located, and the sign and color scheme are the same as the one previously approved by HARB. The blue color is Moroccan blue. The background is white, which is cloud white. They're the same colors as approved for the Kemmerer and Moravian Museum signs. The red color is fired brick, and there's a narrow band of gold between the red and the white, and the sign will be hung from the existing scroll bracket.
The moral support, obviously, but this essentially is the same sign with different words.
Yep.
So it's instead of 1810 Welcome Center. It is noted in that description that it's over the door, but it's the left side of the building. So it would be the same bracket,
Same location.
same location,
Different words.
same color.
I'll make a motion to approve.
So
Hold on.
So it's actually, the bracket is actually on the left side of the building, but it will be hung on the existing bracket.
You couldn't wait for that, huh, Mike?
That was it. I looked at it as just a change in words.
Yeah.
And I know, but you guys have been like doing incremental little permits.
Yeah, I'd like to just do a big fast permit. We will be looking to do like just a refresh on some of the signs.
Got to pass that ordinance.
How do we do that?
I have it written. I'll bring it to that next meeting.
Let's vote on it and then pass it.
We can.
I'm
Did you get? Well, I'd like everybody to take a look at it one last time. I don't want to vote on something that off the cuff that have no. That's been,
Were you on the board when we reviewed that? I don't
Yes.
remember. You were?
Yes.
Okay, because I know there was
Yes, but
a lot of
we-
discussion about
there was a
that.
lot of discussion.
Yeah.
But I say let's get. I mean, this is exactly the.
I know.
Christine, what did you say?
A lot of this could be done in staff approvals. I'm sorry, because I.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
But staff approvals, when you have something like GAF slate line, you have an approved
Yeah.
shingle. And especially with roofs, when you have leaking issues, that could be handled at the staff level. So Joe could be brought in.
Yeah.
Reviewed, make sure there isn't something.
And we've done that on an emergency basis.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, we went through a lot of review of this ordinance,
Mhm.
and then it just, for whatever reason, it's not moved any further. So.
Well, we got hung up on the fees, right?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
We got hung who, how, where the money get, like that kind of thing.
Let me
But-
dust. I'll
But
dust
they're
it
like
off and
color
send it back out.
swatches. I mean, if somebody's painting a house to match, do we need to
No.
No,
They don't have to come if they're,
that's right. If it's in
Replace it.
kind,
It's in kind, they could just.
Oh, really?
right.
Paint
Okay,
on
if they're
that.
not here, we can't review it.
For color.
No, if they're matching exact, they do not have to come. If they're repainting pink for pink, candy apple pink or whatever,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know, but
Is that what you wanted to do?
No.
Candy apple red?
Yeah.
yeah.
Speeds things along.
I mean, that is part of the time frame is part of why we're like doing this.
Well, and I know we ran up against some dates for another sign and so on, and that's not quite the same maybe, but
Yeah.
all right. I heard motion by Mike, right?
I'll second.
Second by Nick. Roll call vote. Connie,
Aye.
Diana,
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Motion by Mike, second by Nick. Motion carries unanimous.
Sorry
Thank
for
you
the
for
wait.
waiting an hour and a half.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. Were you guys here the whole time? I didn't pay attention.
I move to adjourn.
Have a good night.
I second it.
Hold on.
Oh,
Let me get there.
hold
Let me
on.
get there.
Oh, I don't want
It's your
this.
last month.
Don't be getting,
Yeah.
don't be getting
Motion by Connie,
Connie.
I just wanted to, I just before
second by
Wait a
Dan.
minute, wait a minute.
before we close the meeting, do you want me to dust that off? And,
Yeah,
and I'll
yeah,
email
go
it
ahead.
out and
Yeah,
everybody can take a look at it. We'll discuss it next month.
Yes, please.
So I'm going to put that under new business.
He's
Nick,
going to send us his proposal for
Sure.
staff approval.
Nick
so that we can-
requested,
Oh, thank you.
It's not.
Nick requested to, re,
Re,
how do I want it?
Reopen.
Just under new business.
Reopen.
Review.
renew the discussion.
Renew
The discussion.
discussion
Of staff.
on administrative approvals.
Yep.
I know. His writing and.
There you go.
Are they still fee-based?
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Mike will,
Email it to everyone here and Rod.
you know. It's, and I'll say most of the time, it's no more work for me. I can review it. We have. We coordinate
back
by
and
email
forth
back
and-
and forth, and the same day or the next day, depending if I'm sitting at my desk when the email comes in, it's done, and I don't have to prepare. I don't have to write it up.
I don't have to make 10 copies. I don't have to go through all
Right,
that. So
so there's, yeah. Okay. Motion by Connie, seconded by Diana. All in favor to?
Aye.
I.
Aye. Okay. 6:37. Thank you.
Pass that over to Joe, please.
Oh, thank you.